I still play her voicemail every night before I sleep. "Hey Chase, this is Serena. What time are we going to study for the AP Calc exam? Hit me up." Her voice is sweet, and when she says, I convince myself it's because she's nervous, as if Serena could ever be nervous talking to a nerd like me. She was perfect, a model student, beautiful inside and out, always dressed modestly, and kind to everyone. That's why I crushed on her hard. Of course, she had a boyfriend, Darica, the star varsity lacrosse player. Definitely not someone you'd find in our AP Calculus class. He wasn't an idiot by any stretch. I heard he got into the University of Connecticut psych program, which isn't bad. But Serena was MAT or Yale material. She would have been right there with me if she hadn't dropped out after what happened. Serena went missing on December 6, 2016. For 18 days, the police scoured our quiet New England town, knocking on doors and organizing citizen searches. I participated, sleepless and unable to concentrate on exams or even eat. After school and during winter break, I searched for her, sometimes with others, but often alone. Each day, I played her voicemail on the bus home from school, convincing myself she was just nervous to talk to me. I was sure she secretly loved me and that if I found her, if I was the one to rescue her, she'd realize she loved me all along and we'd be together. And then, on Christmas Eve, I did find her. The ground was covered in an inch of snow from a few days before. I was searching an abandoned quarry at sundown when I discovered a trail of smashed glass. High school kids often came to places like this to drink beer, so it wasn't unusual, but I followed the trail anyway to the mouth of a mining cave. I had no reason to go inside and no flashlight, so I turned around. That's when my phone vibrated. Serena's name glowed on the screen for the briefest second before the call went unanswered. My blood froze, my heart pounded. I immediately called her back. The phone rang 3 times before someone answered. Heavy, broken breaths came through the speaker, gasping as if each breath tore through a thorn bush. "Chase," Serena's sweet but broken voice whispered. "Serena, where are you?" I demanded. "I'm inside. I need you. Help me," she pleaded. Then the call ended. I stared into the cave. It was pitch black inside, and all I had was my phone. Was Serena really in there? Was someone in there with her? She sounded hurt. I had to save her. We were meant to be together. But my legs wouldn't move. I was frozen as the snow on the ground. I stared into the darkness of the cave as a chilling breeze blew out, cutting to the bone. Then I heard footsteps approaching from inside the cave, getting closer, faster. I turned and ran, sprinting all the way home. I dashed up to my room, locked the door, and hid in the closet before calling the police. I told them everything. A few hours later, the police were at my doorstep. They questioned me, and I gave them as detailed an account as I could. Then they told me what they found. They had discovered Serena in the cave, her body lifeless. The cause of death was uncertain at the time, but the police believed it was murder. Several of her ribs were broken, and one had punctured her lung. I was devastated and immediately broke down into tears. If only I had been braver, maybe I could have saved her. If I had been an athlete like her boyfriend Derek, strong and confident, maybe I could have overpowered the killer, and she would still be alive. But instead, I had run home and hidden in my closet. And as a result, Serena had died a horrible and brutal death. But that wasn't true, none of it, because the officer told me Serena's body had decomposed to such an extent that she'd been dead for a week. "We need to confiscate your phone as evidence," the officer said as I sat there, confused and in tears. "The person who called you could be a suspect." But I couldn't let them have my phone. Her voicemail was on it, my last remnant of her. Her giddy, nervous voice proved she loved me. "I made it up," I said. "That part about getting the phone call, it never happened. Now, why would you do that?" The officer asked. "I went inside the cave and saw her body. It scared me so much that I ran home. I wanted to be taken seriously, so I made up that part about her calling me. My explanation made no sense, but the officer, realizing I was in shock, didn't press me any further. I asked him one final question. Did you recover any of her belongings, like her phone or anything? I can't really talk about that, but no, we didn't find anything like that on her. Nothing made sense. I went to bed and slept for 16 hours. There was no cheer on Christmas Day for me or anyone in my family. I sat alone in my room, thinking about it all. I played her voicemail and cried every time. I wanted to call her number, but pressing send felt like standing before the mouth of that cave frozen, my blood chilled. Who was going to pick up? Who would I talk to? We were meant to be together. I'm not an athlete, nor am I popular, but I'm intelligent, just like her. We could have gone to MIT together. We could have gotten married and had kids, a boy and a girl. I could make our family breakfast every morning. We could have been happy. She secretly loved me. And so I pressed send. The phone rang 3 times. "Chase, you ran away," her voice said, sweeter than it had ever sounded. I broke down in tears. "Sorry, Serena. Please forgive me." "I forgive you, Chase. You know I've always loved you." "I love you too. We can be together forever, Chase. Forever. Come back to the cave at sunset. And this time, don't run away." The call ended. When I tried to call her back, I got the message that her phone was switched off or out of service. At sunset, I returned to the cave. There was police tape and a barricade around the mouth now. The snow on the ground was melting into a slippery slush. My phone vibrated for only a second. It was another missed call from Serena. I called her back. Chase, my love, I'm here." "Good. Now we'll be together soon. Just face the cave and close your eyes." "What? Why?" "You'll hear him come for you. Let him take you, Chase." "Who?" "He'll bring you to me, and we'll be together forever." "This doesn't make sense." "Be brave, my love." Her voice distorted, deep and out of tune. "Now close your eyes and don't open them. Even deeper now, almost inhuman. Not until you're with me." She hung up. I stared at the mouth of the cave. Was there any point in living if I couldn't be with her? If I couldn't make her breakfast every morning and raise our boy and girl together? After all, we'd been waiting all this time to admit our feelings, to finally love each other as we were meant to. I closed my eyes. Footsteps. Footsteps approaching from inside the cave, getting closer, getting faster. I opened my eyes, and the second before I turned and ran, I saw a naked man with gray, elephant-like skin emerge from the cave. I remember that he had no eyes, and where his should have been, there were only teeth. Almost a year has passed, a year filled with despair, depression, and unrealized aspirations, but at least I'm alive. I am not a brave man, and that's what saved me. I still listen to her voicemail daily. I still believe we were meant to be together. But when she misses calls me every day at sunset, I don't call her back. I don't phone the dead. Neither should you.